Welcome back to Foodie Friday Accra. You're watching Foodie Friday on MX24, and my name is Keely J. Brewer, your hostess with the mostess. And today in the kitchen, it is steaming hot because I have somebody in here who's the one and only presidential chef. This man came from Nigeria to Ghana. He's been going around to restaurants, helping them curate menus. So some of your favorite restaurants that you go to, some of the dishes you have were actually put together by this man because he's a restaurant consultant. And aside that, he's also a chef and a food photographer. And we're about to unpack all his onions. All the layers of his onions are going to be unraveled today while we have the conversation as we're cooking over here at Foodie Friday. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome my guest, the one, the only presidential chef. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, it's good to have you here.
Yeah, same here. Very happy.
Lovely. So first of all, Akwaba, I know you're already half Ghanaian, considering the amount of time you've spent here, but Akwaba still. Actually, you're welcome. We love you over here.
Thank you, and I love you guys too.
Lovely. So let's talk about what we're cooking today. What are we doing?
All right. So today we'll be making jollof rice. Yeah, it's just not going to be the regular jollof rice. I know somebody would have been saying, is it Ghana jollof? Is it Nigeria jollof? But trust me, today we are making jollof rice.
Just jollof, no war, just jollof.
Jollof rice, there's no war. I come in peace. All right?
All right, so for the jollof today, we're going to be using the Gino Jollof Tomato Seasoning Mix. Honestly, this is an all-in-one mix that you can go out and get for not just your jollof, but your soups and stews, because it has a lot of good spices in here that help to elevate the flavor of your food. So go out there and grab something special for yourself. And also, we have the almighty Gino curry powder. This curry powder, honestly, the flavor is amazing. It's amazing. So I can't wait for us to jump into today's work. But yes, let's look at our ingredients. What do we have?
Okay, so we'll have here the basmati rice. Okay. And then we'll have onions. We'll have the green chili. Well, like it's called the pakoshito, green pakoshito.
Ah, you're learning.
Yeah,
I love it.
I am actually. And then here we'll have the rosemary.
Bay leaf.
Bay leaf.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we'll have some cubes. We'll have dry thyme. We'll have spring onions, ginger, garlic. Those are my basic aromatics for the kitchen. I'm not really good with so much spices. So once you have this, you're good to go, and then it's healthy, all right? And then here we'll have some lettuce, we'll have the vegetable oil, and then we'll have our chicken.
Yes.
All right.
So you pre-steamed the chicken. What did you put into the chicken when you were making it?
Okay, so for the chicken, basically what I have in here is the ginger, the garlic, the onions, salt, and then just a bit of a seasoning to it.
Honestly, it smells amazing. It's been a lot of temptation to not nibble at it just because we're on national TV, but it's fine. I'll wait. So where are we starting off from?
Okay, so because we already have our chicken prepped, all right, so we'll proceed to frying the chicken. Okay. All right, so this is our fry pan. Good.
Let's jump into today's work.
Okay, so I'm going to, once the pan is hot, I'll add in my vegetable oil, and then we'll go frying. Immediately we're done frying, then we'll go into the main deal for the day.
The main deal.
Yeah.
All right. So while our pan is heating up, let's jump into a little bit of conversation. Okay. The presidential chef. A little birdie told me that your name is actually Nelson. Okay. So how did we arrive at the presidential chef as a name and a title for yourself?
All right. Initially, I was called Chef Classic, because I believe in quality, I believe in standard, and that also it's what has informed me on the kind of the clientele, the people I deal with. All right, so people I deal with are mostly the president, people at the presidential level, you know, the political elites. All right, I have affiliation with the Australian High Commission, the Netherlands, and so many of them I don't want to mention. All right, so that is how come I came about the name. Right. Because of the kind of people I deal with. So Yeah,
So that's how you became the presidential chef?
Yes, please.
So basically, you only cater to Odogus and Achalugos?
Odogus,
Nothing
actually.
below that standard?
No.
But it's such a solid name. Such a solid name. But how did you get into the whole cooking thing? I know off the cuff, we had a conversation. You grew up in Nigeria, you grew up in Lagos, moved across Nigeria, studied different passions that you had. But how did you arrive at this particular one?
All right. Yeah, there are a lot of things that has actually caught my attention in terms of things I would love to do. But this one, cooking, is actually the master of them all. So initially I thought I was going to be a singer, a musician, yeah. But I found out that the passion for cooking actually was way more than the passion for singing. And when I finished my higher institution, I was like, what am I going to do from here now? You know, and then my brother was like, come on, you love cooking. Why not you just go and take a professional course in the culinary field? And that's how I found myself into the culinary field. And trust me, what I found there is amazing. You know, I used to think that cooking is just all about regular, but my mind was wild.
Honestly, what was the first thing that blew your mind when you entered into culinary school? Because some people would be like, you know what, it's a talent. I was born, since I came to this earth, I've been boiling rice and it's been A1 every single time. So I don't really need to go to culinary school. But what did you see that was different?
Yeah, one of the things that caught my attention there is the artistry, you know, behind cooking.
Right.
And then the science behind cooking. Cooking is beyond just adding pepper, salt, and Maggi into the food. All right, there is a scientific approach to cooking. All right, and then there is an artistry aspect. That is where we talk about the plating and presentation of food. Have you seen some of the food you find online and then it's looking like, is this actually edible?
Right.
Because it's too fine, it's too neat, it's too well plated to, you know, for you to want to put hand and then spoil it.
True.
So the plating I saw in culinary school, there it marveled me, like it caught my attention. Like, so I can actually do this. And then talk about the equipment. We're used to the stove and then the pot, but when I got into the culinary field, my first experience when I walked into the kitchen, it was like, wow, is this a kitchen? All right, like the equipment is so much, you know. So this thing made me like, okay, I'm going to get into this thing.
Yeah.
I want to know what is really in this thing. All right, and trust me, that was how I found myself here. This has been what I've been doing for the past, professionally, but since 2018 till now. That's what I've been doing. But even before I started the professional aspect, I've been in cooking since 17 years.
Honestly,
you know, down to this time.
Honestly, that's an impeccable career streak. So congratulations to you. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
But even with venturing into that, how did you get into the whole consultation for restaurants thing? Let me help you out with your chicken if you don't mind.
Okay, thank you.
So our chicken is going into the fire by the way, as we are just saying.
Yeah. Okay, so talking about the consultancy of a thing, you know, one thing is it didn't start with consulting. Okay. I never started as a consultant. All right, I started from being an assistant in the kitchen to going into the getting a professional training. You know, it was one step at a time, one step at a time. Now, the knowledge I have acquired over the years of working with different restaurants, you know, and then plus the experience I got from the culinary school was what gave me an edge. Do you understand? You know, when you keep on practicing, you actually become an embodiment of knowledge in that aspect.
True.
So if you have the knowledge, then you should be able to pass it. All right. So now, when I get into some restaurant, automatically I can find what the problem is. Not because it's magical, but because of the experiences I've had over time. So I can look at a food on the table and I tell you, oh, this is wrong. This is the cooking technique that was used, and you're not supposed to use this cooking technique. You should have used this other technique. Do you understand? So with that, you know, that's how we gradually, you know, we're evolving, trying to make one or two corrections, and then people will be like, oh, I like how you do your thing. Can you come and train my people? All right? So from training the kitchen staff and all of that, it became something I was doing more often, and yeah, I was getting referrals from one restaurant, one hotel to the other. So that was it.
And it just took off from there.
Yeah.
Just took off from there. Guys, you see, sometimes to make money, you just need to follow your passions and lean into what you're actually good at. Because You know, sometimes it's almost as if we're chasing the wind as human beings.
I tell you.
You know very well you're good at something, but because you're good at it, you're so complacent and laid back with it that you don't think anybody will be willing to pay you top dollar for that until you do and people start paying.
Yeah.
But with you being a restaurant consultant, what are some of the things you noticed that people were doing wrongly over here within the culinary space?
Okay. There are a couple of things that people are doing wrong. And one of them is, first, people just, let's assume someone who wants to open a restaurant. You don't, first of all, you don't have proper understanding of what running a restaurant is all about, right? So there's a place of you having the money to open a restaurant. Then there's another aspect of you acquiring the basic knowledge that you need. And that's what most people in this part of the world lack. As long as, oh, I can buy the equipment, I can hire 1 or 2 people to cook in the kitchen, you think that is all? No. That is actually not
So what
all.
are some of the basics you would say a restaurant owner should have under their sleeve if they're trying to open a successful restaurant?
Okay. Now, first of all, you need to understudy the hospitality industry, and then you find the area you want to stay in.
Right.
All right. Okay. You are opening the restaurant in Accra. What are the demands? All right. In terms of the geographical location where you want to, your restaurant to be situated, what are the demands in that area? What are the kind of people that live in that area? Are they blacks? Are they white? And all of that. Now that will inform you on whom you are catering for. All right, you have the knowledge of whom you are catering for, and then what they need, the kind of food they eat.
Right.
Because if you are someone, let's assume for a Ghanaian who does not have an idea of the Nigerian food, and then you coming in as a restaurant owner and say, I want to open a restaurant here in Ghana, all right? And then the area where you're opening the restaurant, the people are totally oblivious of Nigerian cuisine, and you are selling Nigerian food. Obviously,
it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. So you need to understudy the environment, know what the people demand, and then another thing I found out that people in Africa don't do most times is that we don't want to invest in people, in expertise.
True. That is very true.
So now you have a very good restaurant, you have a very good menu, but you don't have people who can actually execute that menu to the best.
True.
So you hire someone who said, I'm a chef, without properly vetting the person's culinary history. Do you have a background knowledge in hospitality, or because you worked under a chef, and then now you call yourself a chef?
Or maybe because you saw check at a junction, you're calling yourself.
Do you understand? You sell wache, and then you say you're a chef.
You're a chef.
No, come on.
You're not shy.
Come on.
You're not shy.
So I encourage restaurateurs to do what? To invest in experts.
True.
They
you know what, Chef? I want you to put us on some faux pas, things you should not do in the kitchen when you're handling food. How to avoid getting salmonella. What are some kitchen safety tips? Also, let me leave you to fry your chicken. Over to you.
Okay. So one of the things you shouldn't do in the kitchen to make sure that your food are safe for consumption and to avoid contamination is, let's take an example for having a cooked protein and an uncooked protein. They should not be stored together. Just like this chicken I have here now, that is already cooked, and then you store it in a close to something that a raw chicken as well. That definitely there's going to be contamination.
Yeah.
All right. When you eat this, you're going to have either stomach upset or there's going to be a food poisoning coming from that. Another thing you want to look at is let's assume in the fridge, in the refrigerator or your freezer where you store your food. Make sure that every protein is stored differently. The seafood should be stored differently from where you have your what's it called? The chicken, the beef, all of those stuff. They should have their separate compartments. All of this thing is to avoid cross-contamination. Okay. Now, talking about chopping board. You see, there are people in the kitchen that they use one chopping board to do every thing. They use that chopping board to cut vegetable. They use it to cut salad. They use it to cut chicken. They use it to cut fish. Come on. So, my advice in that aspect is that people who restaurant owners should invest in color-coded chopping boards. All right. No, you see those color codation, but they give different. Their uses with their colors, they have their different
different
uses.
indications, so you don't easily get confused.
You understand? So all of those things would also, help us not to get food contaminated. And lastly, hygiene, personal hygiene. Someone who is cooking, you should always look, not just looking, you should consider yourself as a means through which food can either be healthy or not healthy.
True, because
so
it's from your hands.
It's from your hands. Okay, look at me now, I'm in gloves. All right. It does not mean my hands is maybe dirty, but it's best that you have this to avoid, cross contamination. Your nails should be cut short. You understand? Take shower, bathe.
You do a bath.
Bathe. People know they bath. And lastly, I think one of the things we need to look into, it's the abuse of spices. People who are not properly skilled or properly trained on how to use ingredients and all of that, you don't know how to cook, but you know that once I have Maggi,
this food must enter.
It must enter.
It must enter.
All right? So you just baptize the nonsense you did with
Maggi. Or MSG.
MSG. You understand? So these things, it's not healthy. It's not good for consumption. So you should reduce the spices in your food.
Yes.
You make use of the natural herbs and aromatics, the ginger, the garlic, the onions, your pepper, salt. You see, when you have salt and then a little bit of these things, your food is balanced.
Honestly, and we need to, as a collective, we need to reduce our sodium intake. So many young people are suffering from coronary issues, having strokes, going through all kinds of health problems, and it's based in the salt and the sugars that we eat.
Yeah.
So we also need to be very mindful when we are cooking. Make sure you don't put too much salt in the food.
Sure.
Make sure you don't use too much of artificial seasoning
Spices
as well.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine. You'll live forever if you try that.
That's
anyway, we're about to jump into our jollof rice. Chef, dazzle me. Where are we starting from?
Okay, so our chicken is ready now. So I'll just add my oil.
Okay.
So I'm going to be making the sauce, the base for our jollof.
Okay.
This is the foundation. Once it's gotten right, every other thing will come out nice. And then once it's not gotten right, trust me, your jollof is going to be a disaster. And one of the things you want to look into when making the base for your jollof is that your tomato is fried properly. And then get a good stock. Yeah, most people just use water. Yeah, water is good, but you cannot compare water to a flavored liquid because your stock is a flavored liquid. All right, so I'm going to be using the same oil I use for my chicken, for frying my chicken, for the making of the sauce. Reason being that this is no longer a normal oil. There has been an infusion of the flavors from the chicken into the oil. So this right here is the flavor that money can buy. All right? So, yeah, I'll just add a little. All right.
I want to figure out with you, whenever you're making sauces, do you temper your spices by putting your spices in the oil to fry, or you like to add them gradually to your sauce?
Okay,
What's
so
your method?
I normally add them after I'm done frying my tomatoes. Now, reason being that most time when you add your spices into the before you start frying, it doesn't give you the luxury of time to fry this as long as it should. I would explain. All right. Now, what I'm saying is, once you add this and then you add this one, it starts burning on time.
Right.
And then you'll be tempted to, let me just add water and continue cooking. All right. So it's best that you fry your tomato with your onions and your ginger and garlic first. Then when you find out that it's well fried, then you can now introduce any of your spices into it. And
layer them on nicely like a fragrance.
Yeah.
Yes. So I see your onions are here. Okay. Are we chopping, blending? What are we doing? Okay,
so for the onions, I'm going to chop. And then the ginger, the garlic, we are going to blend them.
Okay, perfect. So in terms of blenders, we have the ultimate, the one and only, the Don Gorgon, Sikotech, in the building. Sikotech blenders are the best blenders on the market. They can blend titanium. If you don't believe it, come and ask me. I'm at MX24, Oleander Street, East Legon, reality. You can go out there and get yourself a blender from Sikotech. Trust me, power, precision, perfection is everything you definitely need to ensure that your veggies and everything you're trying to blend gets blended into the perfect puree. So let me head over to the blender and throw this into the blender for you.
stir. So we're going to fry it till it's translucent.
Right.
And then we will introduce our... So I'm going to tell you something about this Gino.
Talk to
me. Prior to this time, all right, I used to do the stress of blending your fresh tomatoes, the pepper, the onions, you know, and then you boil them to reduce the water before you come and start frying, has actually been cut off by this.
Yes.
I tell you the truth. I tell you. You see, the very first time I used this, it was amazing. And I'm like, so you can actually make your jollof within a very short period of time, you know, and all these years we've been. So I must give it to Gino for this.
Yeah, Gino
product.
snapped with this one.
Yeah,
honestly, the first time I tried it was with the one and only Daphne Flashley on, I think, episode 2 of Foodie Friday when we made jambalaya. And it was amazing. Flavor was A1. The camera guys, I don't want to talk about the damage they did. I don't want to spoil their branding.
Okay, so at this point, I'll introduce some of the ginger and garlic.
Okay,
blended.
Here you go.
I'm usually very, very generous with ginger and garlic because those are my basic flavor for the sauce.
Let's talk about cuisine that you're passionate about. Off the cuff, before we started, you know, gisting and whatnot. And you mentioned something that's been stuck on my mind. You talked about how in culinary school, you go in there as an African chef and you come out with Italian and French cuisine training. And it's mostly because those are the people that basically created
popularized.
A culinary renaissance.
Yeah.
In a sense. So you go in there, you come out with those skills, but then you want to be authentically African and find ways to fuse the cuisine. So how have you been able to navigate that in your own career?
Okay. Yeah, prior to this time, I've been, you see, after the culinary school, right, I've been finding it difficult. Okay, is it difficult as the word? But I've been trying to find a place where I would stay, right, in the culinary field and in the industry. Because they are different, everybody has, they give you a general knowledge in the culinary school. Then when you come out, you choose where you want to major. Maybe I want to be an Italian chef, I want to be a French chef, and all of that. I have all the knowledge, right, regarding all these cuisines. The French, the Italian, name it. Everything that has to do with, you know, the culinary, I do. But I was finding it difficult to find a place that I can sit, I can major, right? It took me a while before I realized that truly my passion is for Africa. My passion is for Africa. And there is nothing about our training, our indoctrination in the culinary field that has to do with Africa. In fact, you find that most of the chefs, most of the students who come in, they don't want to do anything African. They see it as inferior. And that is what we have been made to believe, that our own products are inferior, and then the foreign products are superior. So everybody, the society has made us to believe that. So everybody is gravitating towards that, and then this has caused a disdain or a neglect for our own cultural heritage. Africa is blessed.
It is.
Rich in culture, rich in food. Talk about it, everything, Africa is blessed. And you see, that's where we need also the media houses to partner with media houses to help us spread this good news, right? We really want it. One of the things I want to do is to raise a clarion call, all right, for our chefs to return home. When I mean return home to our indigenous food, all right, working with African herbs, African spices, African food. Let's bring it up to a global standard. One man popularized their own cuisine, the French, and is ruling the whole world. All right, we can also do it.
But honestly, I think we're getting there. If you look at some TikTok trends, you now see people in the US experimenting with egusi, experimenting with fufu. I think our Koscielny Moko in Ghana is going global. People are trying it out. They're like, you know what, eggs are not that bad.
Do you know the Koscielny Moko, like you called it? There's something like that in the in our, what was it called? In the culinary space, they call it deviled egg.
Eggs, yes.
All right. So that is their own. So this is our own deviled egg. All right. So let's sell our own.
Anyway, Gino Jollof tomato seasoning mix has gone into the stew base with the onions and the aromatics. We're going to leave that to fry.
I'm going to add a little more.
A little more, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, because the rice is plenty. I see the cameramen are eyeing us. They said we should make the food plenty. So
You see that most times, if these people, if you don't put them into in your plans, I pity you because
they tell us that the footage is missing. We don't have Foodie Friday for this week.
They can do and undo.
So yes, we're going to let the tomato mix fry.
Yeah.
When we come back, we will be putting the rice and then the stock and allowing this to cook and jumping into more conversation. So we'll be right back after the break. And we are back. In case you're just tuning in, you're watching Foodie Friday on MX24. My name is Keely J. Burrier, hostess with the mostest. And I'm in this steamy kitchen with the one and only presidential chef right here with me. We're making jollof rice using the Gino seasoning mix, the Gino Jollof seasoning mix. A1 on the market. You need to go out there and grab something, put it in your house because Gino truly cares for you.
Yes,
your jollof, your soups, your stews, everything is going to be A1 provided you're using Gino. Every other tomato mix is what? It's a fraud. Now, with that being said, I see that your base is ready. It's super dry. And also, off the cuff, we washed our rice during the commercial break. So if you see us pouring the rice into the pot, I promise you, it's been washed.
Please.
But anyway, I'm wondering, how come your paste is dry? How come your base is dry? Because most people, when they're cooking jollof, you see a lot of oil at the top with the stew base. So what's the science behind this? Okay,
so one, why you are not having so much oil, first of all, we're also concerned about the health of our people who are consuming the food. Too much oil is not good. That's fatty. All right. So we are trying to cut down on the amount of cholesterol people consume.
Yes.
All right. And then secondly, why you have this very, very dry and pasty is because you are using the Gino Jollof mix. I can tell you. You see, the tomato base is well hydrated. That there is no water in it. All right. And that saves your time. It saves your gas. You're not frying, because if it's not, there are some others that when you're frying is splashing and all of that. You can see my kitchen is not messy.
Yeah, the kitchen is not messy.
And
nothing is burning our hands
nothing
as we're
is
cooking. So that's always a bonus.
Nothing. So this is what you can get when you're using the Gino Jollof mix. It's really, really nice.
Definitely. So we have our stock over here, and we have our rice. So what's going in next?
So my stock will go in first.
Okay.
All right. Beautiful. So this is the stock from our chicken that we earlier parboiled. Very, very flavorful. Very, very. Just to dissolve that paste. All right?
Right.
Now, you see, another mistake people make when making their jollof is, at this point, once you just add your water or your stock, you just add your rice. No, it's very wrong. You see, once you add the rice now, you see the water is not, the stock is not boiling.
Yes.
All right? If you add this, it will sit longer before it starts boiling. And while it is sitting, your rice is soaking up the water, and there's every tendency it might get soggy.
Which restaurants have you actually consulted for in Accra? I need people to know that every time they go to these places and they taste meals, that your hand was inside. So talk your talk.
Okay, initially I would not have want to mention their names, all right, for some reasons, but still.
Because I beg nicely.
I will just do that.
Okay, we can do like 2 or 3.
Okay, so if you go to Enigma Sky Lounge, I think there are 2 Enigma. So emphasis on Enigma Sky Lounge.
The high rise near the Accra Mall, right?
Yes, the signature apartment.
Yes, building.
So if you go there, you get our signatures there as well. Our hand is somewhere inside there.
Ooh.
All right. If you go to what's it called? The Alora Beach Resort. All right. My hand has been there before now. If you go to what's the name? Foodie. That is that's at Ashoman.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very, very popular Nigerian restaurant. We started it from the scratch. It's very, very popular. If you're looking for Nigerian food and all of that, just go there. You get it.
Right.
The best. All right. So yeah, and a couple of them. So I'll just leave it at this 3.
Do you think that social media food critics are qualified to actually be food critics, or you think a chef should be the one doing the food critique?
Okay. It's just like you saying, I'm a chef because you used to watch your mom cook and all of that. Yeah, we're not disrespecting our mom. Our mom, they're amazing cook.
Yeah.
But beyond what our mom cook, there is an aspect that you need to get, in the culinary field when you go for trainings and all of that. So you cannot be a good food critic if you don't have a culinary background, a culinary knowledge. You cannot be a good food critic.
I see our sauce is
already boiling.
picking up nicely. Film the sauce, film the sauce, film the sauce. The difference here is that you don't see too much oil at the top.
Yeah,
So
this is healthy.
It's perfectly balanced.
Yeah, our sauce is already boiling, so I would introduce my rice. So, like we said earlier, the rice has been pre-washed before now. Please, just to remind you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We wash our rice over here.
Take one
And if
and
anyone
open
on social media tells you don't wash your rice, don't buy that story.
Yeah.
Okay? With jollof, let's go through some of the issues that arise and how to fix it. So if your jollof happens to be too soggy, or let's say your sauce is more than your rice and you've already mixed it, what can you do to salvage the situation?
What happened is that you have more sauce than the rice.
Yeah.
So before it gets to a point where the rice and the sauce has really emulsified too much that you can't take out the sauce, take it out.
Okay.
All right. Let's assume now that I added my rice and I find out that I think that the rice is already the sauce is more than the rice. Quickly, I'll scoop out some of the sauce immediately. That is the easiest way. If not, the sauce is already there. If you continue cooking, it will only make it mushy. So you don't want that.
Can you add more rice to fix it?
You can add more depending on the time.
So let's assume cooking time is actually 20 minutes flat. And you've gotten into your first 10 minutes, halfway through cook time, you realize that, Charlie, it's like the rice is not coming to the top and the stew is not going to the bottom.
At that point, I would advise you. I would advise you just try and take out as much liquid as you can, all right? Because the rice is already halfway cooked. If it's 20 minutes and you're 10 minutes gone, it's halfway cooked. So if you introduce the raw rice at that time, what is going to happen is that part of the rice will be soft, the other part will be hard.
Now, let's assume you are making jollof rice, and for some weird reason, your jollof is not giving vibrant orange, it's closer to light pink.
Okay.
How do you solve that issue?
The easiest way to salvage it, all right, is that if you have this sauce, add a bit more. Always try to have a little bit extra, all right? Add. But in the place where you don't have, somebody is asking that question, what if I don't have this sauce extra? Okay, there are some little things, spices that are normal you should have in your kitchen, like the paprika.
Yes.
Paprika powder.
Very
it has that vibrant red color. All right. Add it to it. You would not even know that there was no much. Your sauce was not much. It will come out.
So our rice is in the pot. It's making some progress. We're going for a quick commercial break. When we're back, this rice will be ready. And where will it be? In a plate. And where is it going to? My belly.
No, not yours. Mine.
Yours first.
Yes. The Bible said that the laborer, the husbandman that laboreth shall be the first partaker. So
it is
I
written.
first.
It is written. It is written.
If it's written, then we'll have to practice
it. It is written. So Accra will be right back. Stick with us. Don't go anywhere. We are back and our jollof is ready. While we're on our commercial break, our presidential chef decided to sauce up our chicken a little bit with the rest of the tomato base that was from the stew base for the jollof. And of course, the jollof is ready.
Beautiful.
So first of all, this rice smells amazing. Chef wasn't paying attention. I came by with my taste fork and honestly, chef's kiss. That's when it was half ready, but now that it's fully ready, I can't wait to taste this.
Don't worry, you have a lot of things to pay me for. for going into my pot without my consent. So
and I've done it twice already.
Twice?
I'm not sorry, I'll do it again.
Okay, don't worry. All right, so you have to just, give it a press,
Okay.
so that it doesn't split up.
Right.
And this is basmati rice also. It easily splits up, so you want to give it a very good press. So I have one here.
Sweet.
I know a lot of people are waiting to have the taste of this rice.
See, the cameramen are breathing heavily.
Well,
It's just unfortunate that they don't have microphones. Otherwise, the sounds you hear.
let me shock you that me too, I am waiting.
You're waiting.
I'm not gonna be left alone. I'm waiting. So this is our chicken. So I was telling you something earlier that it's best that when you're serving your protein, they should be sauced. All right, you don't serve a dry protein. It's against the culinary ethics. Don't serve your protein
So all these
dry.
places we've been going to that will give us dry chicken.
Dry chicken, it's very, very wrong. Very, very wrong. And again, there's also something about plating here that you don't plate, when you're doing plating of your protein, the rice would have been 3, right? Because we don't plate even numbers.
Oh.
Whenever you're doing plating, you plate odd numbers.
Why is
It's
that?
either, that's just the rule. It's either you're plating 1 or 3 or 5 or 7, anything odd, but don't plate even numbers.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So I
We
think,
just learned something new today.
yeah. So for that, I'm going to be dropping, my protein is going to be 3
Okay.
pieces. So
Let me give you space.
yeah. So I'll have this here. That one. And then the last one. So I know some people's heart are skipping now. Come on, you want to finish the protein on one plate? Don't worry, just for plating.
It's just for plating
It's just for
purposes.
plating purpose. All right. So the last one will be here.
Bellissimo. Beautiful. Beautiful. Do you want to give like a little speech before I try?
Well, what else can I say to a wonderfully made jollof with so much love? So there's nothing more to say, just enjoy, okay?
All right, so 3, 2, 0, let's go. I feel so bad breaking it up, right? It's so beautiful.
It's okay.
Let me try
Alright.
this.
All right,
Yeah,
come on. Tell me something.
I can taste the ginger.
Okay.
I can taste the garlic. Everything is perfectly balanced. It's perfectly spicy. And then the seasoning from the jollof seasoning mix, the Gino jollof mix,
Yeah.
it didn't require you to do too much.
Much.
Because I didn't see you doing too much, but this tastes spectacular.
Very, very, it's very, very easy, all right? Effortless.
It's spectacular.
Wow.
Gino dropped a package off for you.
Wow.
Because you're a special chef and you're a presidential chef. And we knew you were going to make amazing food. We believed in you before you got here.
Wow, I
Yes.
love that. I love that.
So this is yours. It has the jago mayonnaise, the jollof mix as well, some baked beans, curry powder, and then we also have the OG Gino tomato mix in there.
Wow.
So honestly, for your next few customers, if you're doing home service, we've already saved you some costs.
Thank you so much. I want to say a very big thank you to Gino, and I also want them to know I'm a very good, a big fan of Gino products. I'm a very big supporter. I love everything about Gino. See, my favorite in this pack now is this jollof mix.
Yes.
I don't joke with it.
At
So
all.
obviously I'm going to make some jollof this weekend.
Definitely,
All right.
definitely.
Thank
And
you.
for you at home, you just learned something new today. You see some new techniques. Go out there and try something. Go to the market or your local store, buy something, make some jollof at home because real foodies live where? In the kitchen.
Yes, so.
And until next week, stay safe, stay blessed. We love you. KJB and Presidential Chef out. Mwah.